So this is a classic example of a blues turnaround, but with a little more of a rock and roll groove behind it. But traditionally, you would hear it like this. Right? But it's got a little more of that rock and roll vibe behind it. So we have... And so it brings forward that Americana sort of, just that all around roots, American roots music, incorporating blues, bluegrass, country, and again, rock and roll. So what you'll notice is there's four things going on here. One is if you've been playing guitar or been involved in music in some way for any time, you'll notice that there's the pentatonic scale that's going on here. It's the G minor pentatonic. Second, we have a lot of chromatic things going on. That's half steps, either lower or higher in pitch in and around the pentatonic scale. And the third thing is I'm doing all flat picking, and it's intervals of down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up through the whole riff, except for the ending, which is all down strokes, and it's... That's the only other time. And then the fourth thing is, so those of you who play guitar and who've been playing for a while will notice that, man, that doesn't look like the pentatonic scale at all. Sounds like it a little bit, but it doesn't look like it. It's because I am tuned to open G. So what's going on there is my sixth string, the E, is tuned down to D. My fifth string is tuned down to G. And then I've tuned down my first string down to D. And it sounds like this. So it's an open G chord. So just to lay some foundation here, I'm going to actually play just the straight pentatonic scale so you can see what that looks like in an open G tuning. Here we go. So it's... So here's some things to take in consideration as you're working through this lesson, this lead part, is that there's some parts that you might get kind of held up on and not able to figure out what to do. The best thing to do in those situations is decrease the variables, is to, let's say for an example, you may be getting to this part here at the beginning. And you're like, well, I don't know what that is. And then maybe it's that triplet there. And so what I would say is just decrease the variables and just cut off a whole bunch of notes from the beginning and behind it and just narrow in on that triplet if you are having problems with that. And that would be, let's say we get to this part. Just get to this part here. Just break off a few of the notes there and get to... And just go through it multiple times. And then add a few more notes from a little bit earlier and then behind it. So you'd have... And just start adding more notes as you get further along and comfortable with that section.